it is an honor to actually finally meet you, considering that you were, for a while, one of the youngest actors in the industry, way back working on Alphonse Elric, and you also did Fruit Basket as well, correct?
Yes, I did.
How did you get into the industry at such an early age?
Pure nepotism.
Really?
My cousin and my father's bandmate, Justin Cook, was directing Fruits Basket. And he had the normal choice to make, which is to pick which adult woman you'd like to cast as your 9-year-old boy. But I was, someone who he knew at the time, who he spent a lot of time around, and he had noted that I had been pretending to read Lord of the Rings. And so he was like, this kid seems like he's probably has decent diction. Why don't I try him? And so he just brought me in, and the first part was actually not Hiro Sohma, who I'm known for in that show. It was young Akito, which is in a specific scene where Yuki is getting whipped by Akito. And Akito's telling him that he's a freak and nobody's ever gonna like him. Ooh. And I was a natural bully, and so it just flowed out of me, got weirdly into it. Justin was like, "That was uncomfortable, but great, we'll keep it. I'll have you back."
And you came back for Fullmetal Alchemist.
Came back for Hiro, who was also a snarky punk, and then I did a total 180 and came in for Alphonse, who is an angel, a sweet baby angel.
It's actually funny you say that playing the punk came naturally to you, considering I'm sure a lot of people have heard all the stories about Vic scaring the crap out of you and stuff like that, or when you got locked into the booth that one time.
Yeah, well, I fell. I wasn't locked, I was wedged in between the wall and the chair. Don't lean back, kids. Don't lean backwards. Just use the chair like it's meant to be used. I say that, I still screw with those things.
Since then, you've dipped much more into the ADR directing and writing side of the industry as opposed to the voice acting side. Especially, I'm assuming, after you hit puberty and everything.
Yeah, once I'd gotten all that behind me.
Yeah.
Specifically, after I graduated college, I started writing. I did, and I entered in one, largely thanks to an awesome professor who proofread the crap out of this thing and went through mini drafts of this story with me. I won a writing competition. Oh. It had a cash prize and stuff, and I was a super poor college boy, and I was just so excited about it. And I sent it to my parents, and my dad was like, "Aaron, have you thought about doing some of the script writing stuff that they do at Funimation? Seems like you might be good at it." And I was like, "Okay, yeah." So I sent that story as an audition to John Bergmeyer, who's the head writer at Funimation, and he was like, "You seem decent." And so he sent me some audition scripts, which basically what we did is we just went through the translation and video of shows that had already been recorded, had already been dubbed. It was Salty Ray specifically.
Yes.
Just one of Chris Sabat's earlier parts, interestingly enough. So I did it. I sent him my Salty Ray script, and then the two of us sat next to each other, and we both looked at our respective scripts for the same show. And it was pretty interesting, because we both have the same translation to work off of, and it really matters a lot. There's no way that two writers, two of Funimation's writers, if you had them at the exact same time working on the same scripts, they would not produce things that look that similar.
Yeah.
Yeah. They would both have different ways of trying to Americanize that concept, different ways of implementing jokes.
Right.
Different
because something that just doesn't translate over, and a Western audience isn't going to understand some of the minor things that go into the Japanese script.
Right.
Okay. Did you always assume you would come back to work at Funimation either as a voice actor or as a writer, or was it just an opportunity that you kind of took advantage of?
Yeah, no, I did not. I was thinking about law school. Before the script writing stuff started to take off, and it was from being good at the script writing that Tyler Walker was the director of Fairy Tail and lead writer for Fairy Tail, and so he was my lead writer. That's one of the first shows I was working on.
Right.
and he liked what I was doing. He was like, you seem like you have a decent grasp of things. And so he brought me into the directing. And so once I was doing that, I was like, okay, I don't have to be a lawyer.
Yeah.
I don't really want that.
Yeah.
I was like, I can art.
I can art.
Yes.
So it's funny that you found your groove because it only seems like recently you've been getting more roles.
Yeah.
Was that an active choice or was it just because before I want to say before the broadcast dub wave started, it seemed like the last main role you did was Cat Planet Cuties.
Yeah, there's a phase where it was basically like one lead a year. So it was Cat Planet Cuties. Before that, it was Sun Korea.
Yeah.
Before that, maybe there was a year off, or Deadman Wonderland, I guess.
Yes, you played a supporting character in that.
Yeah. So it was sparse work in the college period, and then coming out of it, once I graduated college, and started the writing work. A lot of it is especially for me, it's I'm sitting in a Starbucks talking out loud to myself, like.
That's part of the process.
Yeah, like I'm just like, hey, what do you want? What do you want with me? And then sometimes, like, if it seems too short, you gotta be like, what do you want with me, you little piece of, and so I'm like, kind of hush shouting this, and
people giving you weird looks.
yeah, definitely. And I don't give a damn. But,
I'm working, damn it.
yeah, I got stuff to do. I can't be minding you right now. So yeah, but what that really helps with is flaps.
Yes.
So it made me a lot better at the voice acting end. It made me a better technical voice actor, more able to record a whole page at once.
Okay. And I'm assuming we're going to hear you more in the future as well?
Yeah.
Well, we all hope to hear more of you in the future.
Thank you.
Because way back when, we always thought this kid is going to go somewhere, and I'm surprised it's only now we're recently hearing more and more of you.
Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, part of it, I think, is because by the end of Fullmetal Alchemist, I was in the throes of puberty. My voice was very cracky. There was a YouTube video at the time, and it had like twice as many views as anything else. Yes, I looked myself up on YouTube fairly frequently in my teenage years. But I found one that was called The Death of Aaron's Voice, and it was like the climactic scene in the Conqueror of Shambhala movie.
Yeah.
Just all the cracks.
Now we have to look that up and provide it in the description. But it's been a pleasure. Learned so much, actually, about your career, because not a lot of this is online, actually, surprisingly.